Hello and welcome back to another exciting Civ game. Today I'm playing as Brazil, Pleb's playing as Celts, and I think we're doing a mirror match. Yeah, doing a mirror match. Ooh, Mount Kili. Mount Kili's always good. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to talk about more, when building a settler, in a previous video I mentioned that you don't starve when producing a settler, so you should just switch to all hills. And then I also mentioned that I wasn't exactly sure how food translates to production. And since then, Pleb has explained to me that for it counts rollover food, meaning that if you're pop 2, you need 4 food per turn, 2 food per population. And so then the rollover from that will be converted into production, but it's not 1-for-1, and it actually is like a scaling system. You get 1 hammer for 1 rollover food, 2 hammers for 2 rollover food, 3 hammers for 4 rollover food, and 4 hammers for 8 rollover food. So at pop 2, if you're on a hill and you're working like 2 wheat plains or 2 stone grasslands, you'll be getting what is that? 9 hammers. That's 5 from your city, and then 1 from each of the stone. So that's 7. And then for food, you'll have 6 total food. You're at pop 2, so you need 4 per turn. So you have 2 rollover food. So then you get 2 extra hammers, which puts you at 9. But so if you switch off of one of the stone to like a hill, you lose 2 food, but you gain a hammer. But then losing that 2 food, now you would have 4 food, and then you would need 4 per turn. So your rollover would be 0. So you would lose 2 hammers from the 4 rollover food that you had working the 2 stone. But if you work 2 hills, you get 5 from your city, and then you get 4 from the hills, so you have 9. So working 2 hills is the same as working 2 stone grasslands or 2 horse grasslands until you get like a stable or something. But so yeah, some food for thought, and it gets a little more complicated when you know you're at 3, 4, 5, 6 pop. Like even at 3 pop, if you're working 3 stone grasslands, that's 6 food plus your 2 food, so that's 8. And if you're at pop 3, that gives you 2 rollover food. So you would be getting 1 hammer for each of the stone, 5 for your city, so 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2 for the rollover food, 9, 10. But if you were working 3 hills at pop 3, that's 6 hammers plus your 5 from your city, so you actually get 11. So you actually get more at like pop 3 working the 3 hills than the 3 stone or whatever. But at pop 2, if you're 2 popping a settler, working 2 stone grasslands is the same as working 2 hills. Yeah. So I've been kind of neglecting commenting on this game. I've been kind of waiting for this settler to come out for Mount Kili from him. I wasn't very worried about that warrior. He stuck there earlier. It was a good idea for him to do that, threaten me, except that he probably should have moved the warrior to maybe like the back of my capital, so that like, I mean, all my units that I'm building are going to pass by that warrior anyway. Oh man, he got my scout. Or no, my warrior. Killed my warrior. Almost killed my scout too. I think at this point I've definitely got it, regardless. I want to build next to the ivory, I think. Or I might just build here, I don't really know. Oh damn. I might build there. Look, I took a settler. I forgot about the Kili for a minute. And there he goes. What's Pleb been doing? I've been neglecting looking over there. I really wanted to stop him from getting Mount Kili, and he was closer. And one reason I decided not to build just like a 2-pop settler to try to rush it is if he also did that, there's no way my settler can just outpace him, and if I only have like a warrior next to him, then how exactly am I going to block it? Where instead of building an early settler or a crazy early settler, I just kind of spammed scouts and archers control units to make sure that I could control what's going on. And especially like whenever he saw my units running past his warrior, he probably should have like followed them back home, theoretically, except he was waiting for me to build a settler probably. So again, I probably would have moved like to the left of my capital, so I might have had to keep like a unit there, or not been able to improve something, or either way, it was a nice little skirmish over Mount Kili, and talked about settlers a little bit. Might not have been the best video for that discussion, but that's okay. As long as it exists, right? Because that is one thing. Like, oh yeah, another thing. Never leave your cities on default production. Switch it to food production if you want to, just not default. Default works just like like flat cotton grassland over like the stone grassland or something. It values the 2 gold over the hammer, and like early on, that's crucial. Like your monument scout workers, like everything gets built slower if you're not like automatically telling your city what to build, or what to work, or even just clicking production focus. And even if you kind of neglect switching it occasionally, it's usually not too terribly horrible. That guy had a pretty good setup though with the faith stuff. Oh, I didn't realize it was 3 tiles away from that city. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If my opponent had gotten Mount Kili, with the other guy's setup, like this actually might have been a pretty difficult game to accomplish, but that isn't what happened. So, thanks for watching, and do all that stuff that people say, like and comment and stuff, and have a good day.